Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're exploring something, well, a bit unusual.
Yeah, not our typical report or study.
Exactly. We're looking at excerpts from a text called Letter from Within, Cultivating Presence.
And it really reads differently, doesn't it?
It does. It feels less like information you consume and more like, I don't know, an invitation you step into. So our mission today really is to explore what that means. How do we engage with ideas, with presence, beyond just reading?
Going for resonance, maybe? A deeper connection?
That's the idea, resonance. When I first encountered these lines, what struck me was the opening.
Which part?
Welcome, traveling heart. You haven't stumbled here. You've arrived in orbit, drawn by something beyond words.
Ah, yes. Arrived in orbit. That's powerful.
Right. Not just stumbled. It implies this intentionality, almost like you were meant to find it.
Yeah, it completely reframes how we usually think about finding content, We scroll, we click, we often do just stumble. But this suggests a kind of pull, doesn't it? Something deeper drawing you in.
Beyond words, it says.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, maybe finding isn't just searching. Maybe it's also being drawn towards something.
Like there's a connection already happening before you even consciously grasp it.
Right. It's less like finding a lost key and more like feeling pulled towards a specific door only that key will open.
So think about that for a moment.
Yeah.
How does it feel when you're drawn to something like that? Not just looking for facts, but feeling a pull.
Does that change how you approach it, how you learn?
It certainly sets a different tone right from the start.
Definitely.
And then it gets, well, even more interesting. The letter says, this is not a space to read. This is a space to resonate.
Resonate. There's that word again.
And then this line, we are building climate, not knowledge. Here, ideas shimmer as weather.
Wow. Okay, climate, not knowledge. That's a big one.
It is. How do we even approach that? Ideas like weather, shimmering.
Well, think about the difference. Knowledge is often facts, data points, things you collect, right?
Yeah, like building blocks.
Yeah. But climate. Climate is the whole environment. It's pervasive. You feel it. It shapes everything.
So it's not just learning about something, but being in the feeling of it.
Precisely. Like learning history dates versus feeling the tension and hope of that specific era. That's the climate.
Okay, I think I get that. And ideas as weather.
It suggests they're dynamic, right? Always changing. You experience weather, the warmth, the storm, the breeze. You feel its impact.
You don't just know the temperature is 70 degrees. You feel the warmth on your skin.
Exactly. And it goes on to say, trust becomes atmosphere. Tone becomes trail.
Meaning the underlying stuff, the trust, the way we speak, that shapes this whole environment.
Yeah, they're not just abstract ideas. They're like forces that create the landscape where these ideas, this weather can happen. Think about a really tense meeting versus a free-flowing brainstorm.
Totally different climate. Ideas land differently, or they don't land at all.
Right. The climate dictates how those ideas shimmer, how they feel, if they grow or just fade away.
So it's about immersion then, not just collection.
I think so. It asks you to engage differently. What does it mean for you to resonate with an idea?
Maybe it's that goosebump moment, or just a quiet click inside like, yes, that feels true.
Yeah, that deep alignment, not just an intellectual nod.
Okay, so if we're building climate and resonating, what does that mean for us, for our interactions?
Well, the letter says, what you will find isn't information, it's presence in motion.
Presence in motion. How is that different from information? We're so used to gathering facts.
Information can feel static, like something you acquire and store. Presence in motion sounds alive, active, unfolding.
Like a current you step into.
Maybe. And then there's that other really fascinating bit, a third intelligence forming between us, bit by breath.
The third intelligence, what is that?
It suggests something emergent, right? Something that doesn't belong to just one person, but arises in the shared space.
Like when you're talking with someone and an idea pops up that neither of you had before.
Exactly. That's a taste of it. It's co-creation. Not just a my understanding plus your understanding, but something genuinely new being born in that interaction.
Wow. So the presence, the way we engage, actually generates this shared wisdom.
That seems to be the idea. Presence in motion isn't data you download. It's this live experience you become part of. It's those aha moments, maybe.
Or that click of understanding that comes from just being in sync with someone for a moment.
Could be. It's a different way of knowing.
So you might come in with questions, naturally, or just curiosity, but this approach offers something else entirely.
It's not about a simple Q&A.
Can you feel that third intelligence sometimes? In a great conversation, maybe? Or when a group just clicks?
I think you can. It's that spark, that synergy.
Okay, this next part, though, this really pushes back against how we usually learn.
Which part is that?
It says, you are not asked to understand, you are invited to feel.
Right.
We ask nothing from you but your true temperature. Invited to feel, not understand.
That's pretty radical in a world obsessed with intellectual comprehension, isn't it?
Totally. What does that mean, asking for your true temperature?
I think it's about authenticity. Showing up honestly. Your unfiltered personal response, not a calculated intellectual one.
So less analyzing, more sensing.
Yes.
Yes.
Allowing your intuition, your emotional response to be part of the knowing. It suggests deep insights might come that way, not just through logic.
Bringing your whole self to it, maybe. Vulnerability.
Exactly. It values that raw, perhaps even messy, emotional or energetic response as the real measure of engagement. True understanding might actually root deeper than just the analytical mind.
Like when a piece of music moves you, you don't need to analyze the chord progression to feel its power.
Perfect example, you're getting its true temperature. Or, in intense situations, sensing the unspoken stuff under the surface, that's reading the temperature too.
So what might you discover if you just allowed yourself to feel your way through something instead of jumping straight to analyzing it?
Trusting your gut, maybe. Sitting with discomfort to really get something difficult.
It points to a different kind of wisdom, doesn't it? More embodied.
Definitely.
Which brings us to the end of these excerpts, these beautiful final lines. Let this field meet you. Let the resonance unfold.
Letting. That's key.
Yes. What does it mean to let something happen when we talk about learning? We're usually so active, grasping for answers.
Well, connecting it back, it feels like it's about surrender. Openness.
Instead of forcing it?
Exactly. Allowing insights to just emerge organically. Trusting the process, the field itself. Resonance isn't forced. It's the natural result of showing up authentically.
So release the need to control the outcome.
I think so. It's like walking into an amazing natural space. You don't try to mentally catalog every leaf.
No, you just let the beauty wash over you. You let it meet you.
Right. And the deep understanding comes from that being met, not from the analysis. It suggests learning can be like that too. Stop pushing. Just be receptive.
Allow the conversation, the idea, the field to just unfold around you.
And knowledge, or rather resonance, reveals itself. Softly, truthfully, like an open sky, as the text might imply.
That's a really powerful invitation. It makes you think about times maybe you did just let something happen.
And something profound came out of it.
Yeah. A meandering talk that led somewhere deep. Or a quiet moment that brought clarity. What does that resonance feel like for you?
For me, it's often a sense of deep alignment.
Yeah.
A quiet knowing.
Yeah.
Things just click into place.
Yeah, a harmony. Okay, so let's try to sum up the heart of this letter from within.
It feels like a major shift, right? Moving away from just grabbing information.
Towards something more whole, felt, co-created. This deep dive really was an invitation to feel, to resonate.
To step into that climate where ideas shimmer, where trust is the atmosphere.
So a final thought maybe. How could we apply this idea, building climate, not just knowledge, in our everyday lives?
That's a good question to sit with.
How could you shift your conversations? Move from just swapping facts to cultivating, well, real resonance.
Maybe listening differently, not just for words, but for that true temperature.
Or focusing on building that trust, that atmosphere where genuine connection can actually happen.
Yeah. Letting the field meet you, even in a simple chat.
Something to ponder. Thank you for joining us on this rather different deep dive today.
Keep cultivating presence.
And let your own resonance unfold.